Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Fable Joey and I am back with another video here to review 7 Deadly Sins Season 2 Revival of the Commandments. Let's get right into this. I absolutely love this season. I feel like I've been waiting forever for 7 Deadly Sins Season 2. It's only been 3 years, but that feels like forever to me. And it was definitely worth the wait. I don't think there's much that I don't like about this season, so most of this video is going to be pros. I'm basically just going to talk everything spoiler-free because this season just came out 2 days ago, so I know a lot of people haven't seen it. I will touch on a little bit of spoiler stuff towards the end, but I will tell you when I'm going to do that. Let's get right into this review. Alright, so let's give you guys a little backstory between my opinions on Season 1. I think that Season 1 is absolutely fantastic. Do I think that Revival of the Commandments is better than Season 1? I'm gonna have to say yes. I think that they were just able to pull off elements better than Season 1 was able to. And, I mean, it's not saying that Season 1 is bad compared to this. They're kind of on the same level. I just like Revival of the Commandments just a bit better because of what it was able to pull off. It's hard to pull off a second season that was better than the first, especially when the first was so good. And they definitely did it. So I was very, very happy to see that. But just letting you guys know before I review this that I did really enjoy the first season. And if you enjoy the first season too, or which one you prefer, or if you haven't finished one, you can comment that down below. Let's get right into this review and talk about the music. If we're talking anime openings, both of them were really solid, which was weird because you usually don't get 2 solid openings in a row, but they were both pretty great. And if you're just someone who likes to listen to like new anime openings for shows, go check them out. They're a lot of fun. And the backgrounds, I gotta say, they switch up the opening towards the end. I mean, obviously you have the 2 openings, but they switched the animation for the last couple episodes in the end of Season 2, and it's such a unique... I just thought it was so cool. You see it and you're like, wow, they changed like everything for the opening to like fit in something that happened in the show, and I just thought that was so cool that they took the time to change the opening, because, I mean, changes were happening in the show, why not change what happens in the background of the opening? I think that when you see an anime opening and you see stuff happen, you get your hopes like really up, because you see like 2 characters fighting, like, oh, that better go down, it better be awesome. That doesn't necessarily happen, so don't let the opening get your hopes up. The openings are still awesome. The music for this show is absolutely fantastic. If you've seen the first season, you know how good the music is. They have such great music behind emotional scenes and fight sequences that they're able to pull off really, really well. They just know what music to put in what areas. Like I said, there's perfect music to back up those really emotional scenes, and the music gets you more invested in what's happening, and there's perfect music to get you pumped up for a big fight that's about to go down. So the music was overall absolutely amazing. The animation is so fantastic. What they're able to pull off with the animation in the show is so crazy. You have all these insane fight sequences, and the animation just makes it look so good. This is some of the best fighting animation, especially in Season 1 and 2. It's some of the best fighting animation I've seen in animes in recent years, and they're trying new stuff too. Like, what they're pulling off, it's not just sword fights, it's these crazy huge battles that you need good animation for to get people like, I want to watch that, you know, to get them excited for a fight. And the animation is absolutely, it's so good. And you'll notice that really like at the first episode. You'll see it and you're like, whoa, that animation is really good. And if this really is a Netflix original, I'm pretty sure that Netflix just owns the property, so they don't really have anything to do with it. But it's good for Netflix because the rest of their originals that are like usually associated with anime aren't that good. So at least they have 7 Deadly Sins to back that up, because 7 Deadly Sins is fantastic. Let's talk about the characters, more specifically the villains. The season is called Revival of the Commandments, so the villains are the 10 Commandments, and they are daunting. They are absolutely amazing. For your first introduction, they're so intimidating. You see these guys and you're like, wow, okay, a little bit stronger than the first season's villains, and that's so cool when you get to see that, when they're able to have villains that top villains that were even, like, the first season has fantastic villains, and I wasn't coming into the season like, you know, not excited for the villains, and the 10 Commandments are absolutely amazing. I think the first time you really get to see what they're capable of is around episode 5, and that's kind of when the season starts to really get good. The villains are so well done, and it makes you so invested, because whenever you see them on screen, you're scared for the protagonist. And I think that if you can pull that off with villains, it's really good. I'm not going to say any more about the villains because I don't want to dip into like spoilers and stuff, but they're absolutely fantastic, and you'll notice that really early in. The plot for this whole season is so good. They were able to pull off so much. in just 24 episodes, I feel like they kind of crammed parts in, and maybe that's a negative for some people, but they were able to keep it going. And I know that some complaints, like, people talk about, like, how Naruto does so many filler episodes. And, I mean, you can't really have filler episodes in a 24-episode season like this. But when they do backstory, and when they do stuff like that, maybe a filler episode, it's great. And the first season, I thought whenever they kind of drifted off the main plot and went to go explain something about a character's past, they didn't do it very well. And I thought that was one of the biggest negatives of that season. But with Season 2, whenever they do a background element or backstory for a character, they just pull it off better. They make you more invested. They make it like, oh, that's something I want to see, you know, not just like some random thing that happened in the middle of this fight where they like trail off and it's like, oh yeah, you remember that one time when, yeah, like that doesn't happen. And when it does, it's done better than the first season. I talked a little bit about the action and the animation, but I just want to touch on this little section for action. The action is absolutely amazing. I feel like it's a little bit less than the first season. I feel like the first season has action like every single episode, and Revival of the Commandments just isn't like that. But it doesn't mean that the action isn't amazing when it's on screen. They have some of the coolest stuff in here that is done by these characters. You have these insanely strong characters, you gotta have some cool action sequences, and they are so over the top and just absolutely brilliant. And that animation really, really helps. And with such fantastic villains, you need good fight sequences. And I thought that was awesome. Also, something cool that I wanted to mention, I think Seven Deadly Sins might have one of my favorite anime characters of all time, and that is Meliodas. I just love everything about him. He's so funny. I mean, most people could look at it and be like, oh, he's like weird, you know? And he is, and that's why I love him. He's just so quirky, and he's so strong. I mean, you wouldn't know it if you looked at him, but he is absolutely incredible. Meliodas is so cool. His personality's fantastic. He's so funny. And his interactions with the other characters are perfect. I just think that he's such a well-written character, and he's just so awesome to watch. And to watch him, you know, try new things, and to watch him develop over the season, it was just absolutely amazing. I enjoyed the heck out of Meliodas this season. He was so great. Now, let's talk about my favorite episodes. So I have a list right here, so if I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at this list of my favorite episodes. We got episode 1. A perfect introduction. It goes right where it left off, and it's like, hey, you remember Seven Deadly Sins? It's back. And it's so much fun. The first episode, I just had a big grin on my face the whole time, like, here we go, you know, Seven Deadly Sins is back, and it's really fun to watch. The first episode is fantastic. Episode 5 might be my favorite episode of the whole season. It's called Overwhelming Violence. It is spectacular. It is the first time we get to see the Ten Commandments in action, what they're capable of. It is amazing. Also, not one of my favorite episodes, but a favorite moment. Towards the end of episode 11 or 12 has one of the best moments throughout the whole series. It is so cool. And when I get into the spoiler stuff, I'll talk about what I mean. If you haven't seen it, just be looking forward to episode 11 or 12, especially at the end. Can't remember which one it was. Episode 13 is another highlight. I thought that one was absolutely amazing. It's more on an emotional level than it is like cool fight sequences, but it's great. Episode 17, Legendary Figures, that was one of my favorites too. And episode 19, Meliodas versus the Ten Commandments. That was a great episode. I think that every episode has something to offer. I mean, there was never an episode where I got done with that episode and I was just like, that wasn't very good. You know? I never felt that. And in the first season, I feel that quite a bit. I would give the first season about an A-. I think it's great. There's some flaws, but it's fantastic, and it was something new at the time, at least for me, and it kind of got me back into anime for a point. And this is the first time in a while that I've been excited to watch a second season of something. I'm excited to start up Sword Art Season 3 Alicization, but not nearly as excited as I was to watch Seven Deadly Sins again. And it was so much fun to watch it again because I just had such an emotional connection to the characters and the first season that I really, really loved Seven Deadly Sins Revival of the Commandments. I think it's absolutely amazing. It's on Netflix, so what do you have to lose? If you like anime, you kind of owe it to yourself to watch this. Go check it out, and if you don't like it, that's fine too. I think that it's really great, and I think that if you don't like anime, you probably won't like this. Usually I say to go try something. Maybe if it's your first anime, go for it. But if you're just kind of not into anime, you don't like it, I don't think you'll like Seven Deadly Sins, because it's got a lot of anime quirks that an anime fan will appreciate, but someone who doesn't like anime won't, and that's totally fine. So, as for recommending this to people who don't like anime, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it as much as I would other things, but if you want to try it, go for it. It's got awesome action, amazing music, fantastic characters, and it's just all around amazing. Guys, I'm going to give Seven Deadly Sins Revival of the Commandments an A. It is not quite an A+, but it's almost there. It was so fun to watch an anime that I was excited for again, because I haven't felt that way in a really, really long time. Guys, I love Seven Deadly Sins Season 2, and before I end this video, I just want to get into a little bit of spoilers. So if you haven't seen the season yet, you can skip to the end to just hear about new videos that I'll be making, and I will see you then. Alright, spoiler section. So if you've seen the season, you are here. This season is absolutely insane. The Ten Commandments made this season fantastic. They're some of my favorite anime villains. They're so daunting, and how powerful they are. You get to see Meliodas get his butt whooped for the first time. We didn't see that in the first season. I mean, you kind of see it, but you know he's going to win. This season, you're kind of doubting it. You're like, wow. Like, these guys mean business, and they were absolutely fantastic. The crazy plot twist with Elizabeth and Meliodas getting his full power back, all that was absolutely amazing. I think that the whole season has all these crazy stuff to talk about, so it's kind of hard not to spoil things. I hope I did a decent job of that, but I thought that it was fantastic, and especially the ending of the season was probably the reason that it's not an A+. I really just think that they could have ended it better. I didn't want to set up for next season. I wanted it to end just in case if it doesn't get a Season 3, that I could have been satisfied with the ending. Of course, I'm excited for Season 3 if it happens, but if it doesn't, I feel like the ending was kind of a loss. But the emotional connection on this season is so much better than the first season. I felt more invested in characters that I didn't necessarily love. I like Elizabeth in the first season, but in the second season, she has a much better role, and she's so great. I know it's not acting because it's not real life, but the voice actor who does Elizabeth in English knows what she's doing, and I think it was absolutely amazing. That's it for my spoiler section. I could talk about more, but this video is already pretty long. Alright, so if you're here, then maybe you skipped to the end of this, or maybe you stayed for the spoiler section because you've already seen the season. Anyway, thanks for watching. I know I haven't made a video in quite a while, but I wanted to talk about this season because I thought it was so much fun to watch. I was so excited to see this season, and I cannot wait for a Season 3. And if they don't do one, that's okay. Because this season, I could probably just watch it again right now. I just finished it, but I'd be down to watch it again. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Whenever SAO Season 3 and Attack on Titan Season 3 wrap up, I will be reviewing those too. If you're here for my anime reviews, there's some info, and I will be doing new videos soon. I just kind of running out of ideas lately of what to do. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching, guys. If you haven't checked out Seven Deadly Sins at all yet, go watch the first season. It's fantastic. Go watch the second season. It's fantastic. And I will see you next time.